Hi, welcome to our next edition of Facebook Live. My name is Becca. I work with the High Desert Museum. We are coming from today the beautiful meadow right outside of the museum walls. It's sunny, there's tons of butterflies flying around. It's a beautiful day, we just missed the visitors. So first off, we want to thank one really important sponsor that has been supporting Birds of Prey Center programs for a long time. Fly Redmond. We want to give a special shout out to them and say thank you to you for all of your support. So thanks, Fly Redmond. And now we're going to get to hear all about the Harris's hawks from our Curator of Wildlife, John Nelson. So that was my intro. John.
Okay, great. I'm out here today with two of the Harris's hawks. For those of you that have come to any of our programs in the past, normally we would have done Sky Hunters for spring break, but that got canceled, and these birds both would have been in that program, of course. Right now we're getting ready for our summer program, so these guys are getting out to fly every single day, and they're especially enjoying it now that the weather's nice. Actually today, I don't know how long they're going to stay with me right now. They're really wanting to soar because they've got a good thermal here in the meadow at the museum. But we have two Harris's hawks here at the museum. Their names are Ned and Dusty. Although their names would suggest that they're boys, they're actually sisters, born to the same clutch, born in captivity. They've been at the museum for about 6 years now. One of them's putting herself away in her box right now. I guess she's done. But yeah, they free fly. And so every day at the museum, we're trying to keep our animals exercised and enriched with the museum being closed. Some of our animals don't mind being closed, but a lot of them do in fact miss the people. And the Harris's hawks are two birds that I work with daily. And they're getting out to fly every single day, and this is part of their training. Like I said, hopefully summer rolls around, we'll be done with social distancing, we'll be able to start having our programs again, and so we hope to share these with all of our visitors. I don't know, Becca, do you have anything else?
Well, I do recall something from the Raptors of the Desert Sky program in the summer about the Harris's hawks being one of the few species that actually hunt as partners.
Yeah, they are. So most of the species that we have at the museum are native species that are kind of from the high desert. The Harris's hawks are one of the few exceptions to that. These guys are more likely to be found if you go south of the high desert region into the Sonoran Desert. And the reason that we keep them at the museum, first of all, they fly, they're incredible flyers, and they make for a very dramatic flight show. They're the stars of our show, if you ask me. Oh, we're going to have a crash. But in any case, in that Sonoran Desert environment, they have been recorded hunting cooperatively as a family group. And so they'll live in little groups, 6, 7, 8 individuals, and they'll work together to catch food, which makes them pretty unique in the raptor world. They're also the only species that we have at the museum that you would see us flying two of. In most cases with our raptors, you'll only see one at a time because they're not particularly social. But as you can see with these guys, because they were raised in captivity, they accept their handlers kind of as part of that family group. And that allows us to fly two at a time, which makes for a very dynamic flight show and for very fun Facebook Live footage.
One of the things that's talked about in every Birds of Prey program is what makes a raptor a raptor. So can you tell us what makes a raptor a raptor?
We're going to have another crash. So what makes a raptor a raptor? Raptor is kind of a loose grouping of birds, and they share 3 basic characteristics. If you've ever been to one of our daily Bird of Prey talks, you would have heard about these characteristics. It's basically this incredible vision that they have. They have eyes that take up about 2/3 of their skull space. And so they have very acute vision, and they're using that vision to locate their prey out in the environment. When they finally find something that they want to chase, a prey item that they want to go after, they'll fly after it, they'll seize it with their feet. And the feet are probably the most distinguishing characteristic of raptors. They have really long, extremely powerful legs, and then these very, very sharp talons, and the feet are really, really powerful. So when a raptor seizes its prey, they're not grabbing it with their beak like a lot of other birds would, they are grabbing it with their feet. And then once they've captured their prey and dispatched it, they all have a sharp hooked bill, and they're using that bill to kind of tear their prey apart, kind of like a knife and fork. A lot of raptors will catch things that are too big to be swallowed whole. They have to scale it down, and we think that's probably why they've all evolved this sharp curved beak. And the Harris's hawks illustrate that pretty well.
Well, I would come around the phone to stand by you and close this out and say thank you to everyone, but I know how protective these birds are of you, and I don't want to get attacked. So I'm going to stand at a safe distance and say thank you to Fly Redmond, and thank you to everybody watching today, and thank you, John, for doing this. I appreciate it. I know you guys are, the wildlife team is still here and working very hard while our doors are closed. So
it's good.
Thank you very much.
It's good for the birds. This is good enrichment for them. They're going to run around on the ground now, it looks like, and chase bugs. So
we're just going to hang out here. So thanks, everybody.